everyone, I'm Clement and I'm so happy once again to be able to take some time to share more with you about this Matchworn shirt that is hung up right beside me. As you guys can see, this is one of the classics. Arsenal wore this as their home shirt from the year 1992 to 1994. So across 2 seasons, this was the home shirt of Arsenal Football Club. And in 1991, Adidas decided to take a new design direction with bold, aggressive branding as their 3 stripes were portrayed larger than previously. You can see here on the sleeves of the shirt, there are 2 red sandwiching stripes on a navy one. And this is what is striking about this home shirt across the 2 seasons, where the placement of these 3 flashes with 2 red sandwiching 1 navy stripes is very noticeable on each of the sleeves. And Adidas opt for a new logo, Adidas equipment, placed on the trapezoid at the point of the large V-neck, which was also adorned with red and navy trim. The club crest also moved to a very central position, as you can see, right across the front of the chest, while there was a 3-stripe motif throughout the red fabric. So as I pan and give you guys close-ups now, you can see this 3-stripe motif going down the shirt from top to bottom. And as well, because this is a match-worn shirt, you can see the Arsenal club crest in the center being completely sewn on with blue trims around the crest throughout. In the 1992-1993 season, also saw the launch of Premier League shirts, and the Premier League carried these newly designed cloth sleeve patches. So you can see here in this match-worn shirt, this cloth sleeve patch is actually sewn right into the shirt. As I were to flip over the shirt for you guys to have a look as well, you can see that the sewing is going over the shirt sleeve itself. So right on the underside of the shirt, you can definitely see the stitches over there. For the 1992 and 93 season, teams were still numbered in the classic 1 to 11 format. And so there are so many players that have switched numbers, like Ray Parlour using 5 numbers. Number 11, he used number 4, number 7, number 9, and also number 10 as well. So back then with these shirts, as you can see here, no names on the back of the shirt. This shirt, as you can see at the back, is interesting. It has the serif at the corner of the number 2, and as well Adidas equipment logo right at the bottom of the digit. That this is made in very nice felt material, a fur-like velvet feel material, and it is something that I appreciate compared to, as you guys know, the plastic Vincent version of heat transfer numberings that we have these days. This shirt design, as I was saying earlier, was also worn for a 2nd season in the 93 and 94 season. And this home shirt remained essentially the same one as the 92-93 season. The only changes and the big changes were on the back, as the players were allocated squad numbers to be worn for the duration of the campaign. So if you remember, I was saying earlier, in the 92-93 seasons, players like Ray Parlour was wearing 5 numbers throughout the season. Other players were interchanging numbers throughout the season as well. So in the 93-94 season, it was decided that squad numbers would be allocated and designated to specific players, which is much better now. This is something that we are more used to these days, with a certain player having a certain number throughout the season.
One interesting fact that really struck out was that Arsenal Football Club was the first club to actually try having player numbers in 1928, and then to also try having player names on the back of the shirt in the 1990s. And this is so remarkable, something that we take for granted these days, to see player numbers and player names on the back of the shirt. And knowing these facts, it really fills me with pride, knowing that the football club that I support is actually one that contributed greatly to the history of football. Trying out player numbers and names was incredible to think that no clubs have ever thought of doing so before Arsenal did.
Right. And with this shirt design, of course, we were in the League Cup final in 93, for example. We were a match for any clubs and any team across the country, and we proved that in the cup competitions, where we proved to be very successful. Where our first silverware of the campaign actually came at Wembley, and pretty much similar to what cup finals are being played these days in Wembley, where the final of the League Cup will be remembered as the first major European club cup final, where player names as well as squad numbers were emblazoned on the back of the shirts. So it is something that is very new for these shirts to have the players' names at the back as well. We managed to get this League Cup final win, and we managed to also get into the FA Cup final, so Football Association Cup. The FA Cup is historically the oldest football competition in the world. So it is a very prestigious trophy, and Arsenal till today is one of the most successful clubs, having won the most number of FA Cups across its 150 years history. Right? And this was actually the 4th trophy that Tony Adams, Mr. Arsenal, lifted as the Arsenal captain, completing the domestic set of the League and FA Cup trophies that he has lifted. Now, with this same shirt design as well, the European Cup Winners' Cup is also something additional that Arsenal won with this shirt design. So that was in 1994 when Arsenal won the European Cup, Winners' Cup. And he would then be able to leave that trophy as well in this shirt design. I would just like to take some time now to be able to pan and show you guys a little bit more about this shirt. And Arsenal is no stranger to having red and blue trims in a lot of shirts in the modern era in the past 10 years, for example. You can also see such similar color combinations being used. And this is no different for the V-neck collar as well as what you can see on the sleeves. A very bold and striking designs back in the 90s for Arsenal. And across the front, you can see the JVC logo, one of Arsenal's longest club sponsors. And they were shirt sponsors for Arsenal across 2 decades. And JVC here is done in a very premium velvet felt material, which is, in my opinion, still in very good condition, pristine white, a little bit of a furry feel to the touch. And it has a bit of a 3D kind of raised felt surface to this JVC as well, which gives it such an extra nice feel overall compared to what we have these days with the sponsors, or just simply plastic heat transferred on. I very much prefer how we do this in the olden days. And you can see that this shirt is made in UK as well. And I think back in the 90s, a lot of the Nike and Adidas shirts, they had their factories in United Kingdom itself, and many of these shirts were still made in UK. And having bought this shirt from Classic Football Shirts, they managed to provide the certificate of authenticity as well to prove that this shirt was genuinely from the player's personal collection. So that is the proof that they were able to give me. And I have 2 certificates here that was sent to me with this shirt as well. And each of the certificates were personally signed by the Matchworn specialist and as well as the company's director, as you can see here. So I feel that is a very nice touch, and I'm very thankful for them to be able to provide this, as I understand that not every single piece of shirt would come with such signatures to prove the authenticity, but they would definitely give this certificate of authenticity to every single Matchworn shirt that they sell. So I think this piece of shirt is truly a remarkable piece of history that I managed to own. Very blessed to be able to share this with you, and I hope that you enjoy looking at this shirt just as much as I did. And take care. Thank you.